White opens with asterisk, nervously approaches with my hands clasped together, eyes shyly cast downwards, asterisk. Hello, my beautiful queen. Asterisk, timidly raises my gaze to you, a soft smile playing across my lips, asterisk. May I kindly ask you how you are on this day, question mark. Getting very oppressive in the first move, which is a mistake. You just know that when the first thing in a message is an asterisk, you have a weirdo on your hands. The scariest part is they aren't even done. They double down with asterisk, takes in a soft gasp of air as I drink in your glowing beauty, nervously awaiting your reply, asterisk, putting black on a pedestal and playing a massive blunder. The delusion needed to send a message like this is insane. Next, White asks, are you really 18, question mark, keeping the opening passive and making sure things are safe to pursue. Book move. Black replies, I'm underage, completely ruling out White's opening and giving them the perfect reason to resign the match. There are many hackers on text chess though who like to break this rule, so let's hope White isn't one of them. The younger the better, smirking emoji. Okay, what the actual fuck is this from White? The criminal move is up there with some of the worst on this channel because going as far as saying it's better is insane. Diddy over here needs to get reported to the admins. Black hits back with, that's kinda creepy. Not just kinda, it's full on creepy. And luckily, they're educated on internet safety and play this defensive move. It's still a miss though, as they should have clicked the report button faster than you guys probably clicked the skip ads button. Oh well is White's response, and they won't be as confident as this when they drop the soap in jail and suddenly hear tons of footsteps approaching them. What a blunder. Black messages back with, I just don't support pedophilia, which shouldn't need to be pointed out, but it is a great move on the offense anyway. Are there people who genuinely do support pedophilia in this world? To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. White hits back with, well, I don't support ugly cows calling themselves, quote, QT pie, likely referring to Black's bio, but the irony on this is insane. Just 4 messages ago, White was referring to the fact that they liked that Black was underage, and the second rejection hit them, they pull out the words ugly cow. That sounds like a skill issue and an inaccuracy right to me. Being ugly is still better than being a pedo, is Black's checkmate of an attack, banishing White to the deepest depths of hell. Next, hey woo, exclamation point, straight face. White begins with an opening that I would describe as quirky and a book move. It may be cringy, but at least it gets the conversation going. Black replies with hello, question mark, showing clear confusion towards White, and who knows how they'll take it. If some player opened with hey woo to me, I'd be confused too. Good move. Asterisk shakes hand nervously, asterisks. May I be able to go out with you? Where are you? Question mark, not saying that one, you guys are gonna clip the fuck out of me. White responds with a crazy inaccuracy, and this made me cringe harder than a TikTok couple doing a breakup Q&A. Stuttering in text format has to be the most gooner thing a person can do, and I dare you to prove me wrong. No, I'm serious, I dare you, do it right now. Fortunately, Black chooses to be completely ignorant of these DMs and leaves White undelivered, but this doesn't stop a third text being sent which reads, go die, which is a really bad blunder. The switch up is crazy just because of the lack of response. My guy needs to learn to take a hint. In their defense, it did get a reply from White in, holy shit dude, but I doubt it meant much to them. This great move resembles what any normal person should think after receiving these messages, and I am very glad they chose to resign after this. Next, White kicks us off with, super tired and sick, but other than that I'm going okay, providing a wholesome update with a good move. I don't even know this guy and I wish them a speedy recovery. Black hits back saying, get well soon, wholesome emoji playing the best move in this saddening situation. Rub my in your make you beg for me to put it inside. I'm not going to until you say please daddy me over and over again. I want to make you drip baby girl, tongue emoji, tongue emoji. Holy shit, that came out literally from nowhere. It won't be the only thing that comes if Black ever gets a minute with White. This is an outrageous move and I'm certain this player is a psychopath. White asks, what possessed you to text this, question mark, and I think I can only answer that question quite easily. I know Diddy jokes are a bit outdated, but he is the only person who could have possessed this freak into making such a blunder. White prays a brilliant move by asking this and checkmates Black. Next, White opens with asterisk, sneaks up behind you, asterisk, boo, exclamation point. Asterisks, laughs while tipping my fedora, asterisk. What are you up to on this fine day, milady, question mark. And follows up with asterisk, standing around awkwardly and gently nudges you, asterisk. Hello, question mark, cute face, are you dead, question mark, XD? I seriously don't get paid enough for this shit. I'm literally torturing myself for shits and giggles. White plays a blunder here because any form of stage directions is enough to make someone shrivel up like a goddamn grape left in the sun. Black hits back with LOL, no, I'm at work, politely rejecting the offer from White with a good move. The rejection was a little bit too passive for my liking though, and a better move would have been calling them the weirdo that they are and telling them to go fuck themselves. White finds the comedic value in this and replies with XDD with two Ds this time, so they must be really pissing themselves. It's getting rowdy in this Discord mod's bedroom. Maybe the extra D resembles the fact that they have their second head out in excitement because the huzz said a lol. Mistake. Presumably after work, Black asks, so that intro was a joke, right? Which is actually a miss, but let me explain. By asking this question, Black shows that they didn't take the opening seriously, so if it wasn't a joke, White has a chance to reevaluate their game plan. Never let gooners like this change their plan, although some will double down. White is on that end of the spectrum though because they respond with asterisk, looks around suspiciously, maybe O.O, completely ruining their easy chance at a redemption arc like an idiot with this miss. Brother had the comeback set up ready for the dunk but somehow still rimmed the basket. Next, whips it out. White starts with an aggressive opening showing their lack of shame, and of course this chat is taking place on Discord. The thing is that bro's wiener is probably smaller than the modern attention span of a 10-year-old, so I have no idea who gave him this confidence. Mistake. Black replies, oh, clearly unsettled by White's forceful approach and taking a step back. Me personally, I would have been incredibly interested. Expressing discomfort is a great move in this kind of situation, but the best move would have been clicking the button that people choose to not acknowledge. The block button. Revolutionary, I know. Pretty sure many people have never heard of it or just completely ignore it. Anyway, White gives a cheeky mwahaha, like a Disney villain, and I'd be surprised if some shitty villain backstory song didn't start playing when he said this. The move in on itself does nothing for them other than worsen their already weak position, which has to be an inaccuracy. Black sticks by this vague plan by replying, and damn, this is a cringed out soul. Black plays a good move by not entertaining their strange antics and hoping White gets bored enough to attend to a different kin. They then follow up with, well, what am I supposed to do? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, completely disappointing me. It was going so well until they gave the creep some attention. Now he's not going to get off Black's ass. My point is proven as White hits back with suck it, taking things to a whole new level with a blunder. I don't know what lab created this being, but they definitely forgot to install common sense. Black closes with the meme of the kid looking lost, and it's perfectly applicable and an excellent move. They learned from their mistake of sending coherent messages to a coherent freak. Also, this message was submitted by Nostalgic in my Discord, so make sure to join and submit yours. The link is in the description. Next, White says, you need cuddles. Well, I'm here. Asterisk, cuddles you, asterisk. And I'm sure this isn't creepy, but it definitely fits into the cringe category. The only way to describe this feeling I just had is when two people start kissing on TV when you're with your mom. Awkward as fuck. After being ignored, they send another text reading, haha, asterisk, kisses your cheek, and I literally have the exact same advice. Typing haha unironically is just bad, and that's an unspoken rule in this game. White should know that and plays in an accuracy from their delusion. Oof is Black's reply, and they couldn't even be asked giving a constructive criticism. They just straight up said oof. Receiving this word as a response for a Riz attempt might be the worst soul-crushing thing ever, so I sort of feel bad for White. Unfortunately though, he did it to himself. Great move. Luckily, White replies with, heh, sorry, that was weird, I shouldn't have done that. And while it wasn't enough to come back from the defeat, it is a good move. I'm hoping they take this lesson and apply it to future messages. Next, holy fucking fuck. That body of yours is absurd. White plays a classic newbie mistake by complimenting the body before the face card. This just shows all they care about is getting a little bit freaky, which girls are not into, unlike me. I would love to get freaky. Black hits back with, next date I'll be like, quote, do you want to make out with the devil, question mark, revealing that the two have already been on a date with a good move and she clearly liked it. I personally wouldn't date a dude who says the F word every other sentence, but I'd probably date a dude full stop. White plays their dirty compliments by saying, haha, how are you such an hourglass emoji? My god. Still failing to compliment the face with their second mistake. The only thing that White is thinking of is lust right now and how long until they can get their hands around that hourglass. Ahaha is Black's choice of response, and there were a lot of better moves there. Laughing is too passive in an intense match like this, and I'm also confused as to what's funny. Everything White has said so far is cringe and definitely not something to laugh out loud at. Inaccuracy. White replies again saying, seriously, and I wish I was getting paid for these F-bombs because my guy is swearing more than 2017 Laserbeam. You'd think this guy learned the English language exclusively from 2009 Xbox parties. If that's the case, he probably has a certain N-word in his arsenal too. Black next attaches a photo to the chat, and without the context of this picture, I can't fairly rate it. However, based on the conversation has gone, I will make a guess as to what it is. I bet it's her making that one mouth-covered emoji face with the smile. White then plays some crazy work and replies, I may need to see the booty, and with like 75 Ks, jumping straight to the question that all gooners eventually ask. The sign was there from the message that one, this player was cringe and a D1 gooner, but Black chose to ignore it, which is why they lost. She might as well just send the ass now. Great move. A brilliant move would have been liking the video and subscribing to Text Chess. Next, White's first move is friends, which makes no sense as a word on its own, but I'm gonna guess they just want to befriend Black. In that case, it's friendly and a great move, especially compared to what we usually see. Black hits back with, I'm sorry, I'm not looking for new friends on the internet, exclamation point. I appreciate support always, but I have my own friends and priorities, and my boyfriend is not comfortable with random men messaging me to be, quote, friends, period. Shooting shots at White's opening by saying the word friends ironically. The rest of the reasoning is completely fair though, and White would be as shameless as someone live streaming their nan's funeral if they pursued. But nothing. My bad luck. White plays a mistake trying to defend their attack, and it was going fine until the last addition to the move. Calling it bad luck to their face isn't going to magically make the Huz change their mind. It's just a waste of time. I think trying to contact the aliens using microwave beeps would have been a better time usage. Black responds, not bad luck period, just not interested period, have a good day period. Don't take this free tip for granted, but when the Huz sends periods after every single sentence, it's a sign that means one thing. You are absolutely cooked. At this point, hit a U-turn and drive 300 miles down the highway because you have no choice. This is a good move in attempt of getting rid of White though. White surprisingly still has something to say, which is, but I love you, winking face, smiling face. You are so beautiful, Blackheart. My Kirsch. I have never met this player in my life, but even I'm ashamed of them. This is a generational blunder that leaves their queen completely hanging. It's so bad, in fact, that they chose to resign straight after. At least spell crush properly, little bro. Next, White asks, question mark, kiss kiss, jumping straight to the point, which isn't the best idea when trying to get that virtual puppy. Trust me, I know the methods, although in my experience, it's mostly Anyway, this is an inaccuracy. Black finishes the phrase with, he asked, hopefully, parrying the attack completely and forcing White to reevaluate their game plan with an excellent move. Don't be shy, kiss kiss, is White's response that makes him look like a huge narcissist. Ain't no girl getting shy talking to this player. The better word would be scared. Doubling down on the kisses is getting crazy too, which is why I'm grading this a mistake. A mistake of which makes me cringe a shit ton. Black finishes the phrase again, this time with, he said creepily, perfectly summing up the conversation so far with another defensive move. White is creepier than someone who says age is just a number, unironically, and needs to be stopped. Black plays a great move by trying to do this. White asks, what is it you mean, question mark, kiss, which is a miss showing just how stupid they really are. White must have been dropped to the floor after being born, and I swear. Black rinses and repeats the defense that has worked all game and replies, he questioned stupidly in an excellent move. They say don't fix what isn't broken, and Black is living by this while dealing with a very cringy gooner. White loops back to the beginning, asking, you send me nudes or not? Question mark, question mark, question mark, kiss, becoming extremely aggressive out of nowhere and having the audacity to tag a little kiss at the end. Imagine being threatened in the streets and then the gangster gives you a little peck on the forehead. This is exactly what we have just read, and it is a blunder. He continued moronically, is Black's way of saying no, but this time it goes down as a mistake. It's been clear that White doesn't have the IQ to understand shit like this, so the best move would have been painting the message clearly. A message like this would have done the trick. You're a dumbass? No. Blocked. Absolute cinema. This time White gets pissed and hits back with fuck Yoon, a weird stupid bitch. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And when someone starts making a spelling mistake like Yoon, you just know they're on another level of mad. White plays a mistake here because they've clearly muddled up the facts. They are the stupid one for not understanding Black's defenses. Black is not stupid, and they respond, he declared angrily, putting the icing on the cake and securing the checkmate on this cringy D1 gooner. This was rage bait. Next, I can drive, let me come fuck. White begins with the travel gambit, and you have to respect the grind. They might be a horny freak, but the fact that they're down to take a car journey for a one-night stand is some crazy dedication and a controversial good move. Black hits back with, I got a boyfriend, which is one of the most brutal attacks in text chess, and it's just an RNG loss on White's end. I'm grading this a great move for staying loyal, though it's a basic standard. White drops something crazy, which is so, and they're wilding with a blunder, getting a little bit too eager for my liking. My guy's third leg has taken complete control of his cognitive system to the point where he thinks cheating is a normal thing. I think they might have watched that one Ice Spice and Central C collab too many times. Black replies with, I'm loyal and I love him. This is a brilliant move, and although it's a basic thing humans should do, too many don't, so you still have to praise it. White is clearly desperate for some action though, as they respond, it's just a one-night stand, he ain't gon' know. Let me come fuck. And it gets to a point where you become lost for words. He tried to convince her to cheat like he was offering a life upgrade, like bro, you live with your mom and goon on anime bedsheets. Crazy blunder. Next, I'm 22. White opens passively and tries to keep things safe before making any big moves. Book move. Black hits back with, well then, that's much older, raising the red flag, allowing White the option to abort the match before it gets too late. Literally the best move. White then asks, you like older guys, and you just know it goes downhill from here. My Gooner radar is beeping on all 360-degree angles, and my cringe radar has already fucking exploded. Blunder. So what if I do, is Black's response, and they have a point. Even if they are into older guys, it is literally illegal for the two of them to pursue anything, and pointing this out is a good move. I don't like the way it's subtly suggesting anything though. White asks, you would date a 22-year-old. And there's something wrong with the way this sentence was typed. I almost had a stroke trying to read it. Bro was definitely typing with his left hand. Inaccuracy. Black lets White know just in case they are unaware what pedophilia is by saying, it's illegal, dude. If White continues beyond this point, then I just need to upload this video and hope an FBI agent or some shit sees it. They just don't need to throw this guy into jail, they need to control Alt F4 his entire existence. Age is just a number, and so is a prison sentence, dumbass. This quote from White is single-handedly the most disgusting thing a human can say. It's like the slogan of predators worldwide. And it is also a blunder every single time. Jail is just a place. Back the fuck up, dude. Black closes with a trophy move that checkmates White, and hopefully that checkmate comes with a jail sentence. And unless you want a jail sentence, click the playlist that's on your screen.